Welcome back everybody to another episode of Dark Souls 2. We have quite a lot to do today. I want to finish up the Forest of the Fallen Giants. And also, I'm going to be fighting some bosses. And yes, I know, you're probably thinking right now, mashed potatoes. That's plural. Some bosses? That doesn't sound like just one boss. And yeah, you're totally right. We're probably going to be fighting two bosses right now. And, I'm pretty thrilled. I'm pretty darn thrilled. I do want to get some throwing knives. They're good to have. And I'd rather get them now than, like later think, well, I should have just bought those fucking things. So that's exactly what we're doing right now. We can now, of course, since we opened up this lovely shortcut right here, we can very easily go and kill people. And of course, killing people is exactly what we want to be doing. I shouldn't be calling them people, though. They're much more like monster, hollow persons. Exactly that. So, last time, you might remember that I did not climb up this ladder to my left right here. Instead, I actually just passed it and said, no, we're not gonna go up there. And that's because you can actually fight a boss. Usually you would find him later on, but you can now basically preemptively fight him and also get rid of him, and we want to do that. We want to do that right now. At least try to. If you fail at it, he's just going to kill you, and you're going to get to try later. But, yeah, I mean, since he's here, since we do have the chance, I might as well try it. It's going to be difficult as all hell. It really is going to be really difficult. Probably because he just packs a punch and we don't have a 100% block shield. Also, this attack, that is like the #1 thing that you would like to avoid. And if you get hit by that, things are gonna turn around rather drastically, and you're probably gonna end up hating your life. So we want to absolutely try our best to not get hit by that attack. Right. Exactly that one. The blue sword, strange, I'm gonna screw your life for eternity attack. Absolutely want to avoid that. So, I would certainly recommend healing up right about now. It's good that... Oh. Okay, careful now. Do not get hit by that. It said life gem. And now, actual... killing and hitting the guy. It's probably gonna take us quite a while. I mean, he's a boss. He's a boss you probably aren't gonna be necessarily ready for at this stage. It's just like an extra challenge you can invest time in and give a shot. It's basically similar to, say, fighting the... I forget what his name is. Is it Vanguard in Demon's Souls, when, like, at the end of the tutorial, you can already fight the guy and also face him later on? It's pretty similar to that, I guess. And, all you need to do is be smart about your dodging. And also, you kind of need to know what his moveset is. Those things very much go along, but I don't know. I guess I'm just running out of things to say while this is taking forever. If we do it, though, I would be a very proud person. Like, that would very much make me proud. So, let's give it our all. That is probably where you want to be healing. And also then you want to be careful. Just keep hitting him. Block. Regain stamina. Stamina management is, basically, as always... very important in the Souls games. That's like basically I guess it's not going to be fair to say this, but it's almost kind of more important than your health meter, because that is what basically then drains your health meter. You need the stamina very much. If you don't have it, you're going to have a hard time. And I mean, this is taking fucking forever. It absolutely is, and I was expecting this too. But if we can make this, that would be crazy. This is the worst thing. So now we're probably not going to make it. What he's going to do is curse us. And it's not only that he does, because now you can also see that his face lights up red, and he's now going to shoot out things, and they are going to come and kill us. Yeah. that is why you want to avoid that attack, because once he does it, he does something with you. I don't know how you would describe it. He like takes part of your soul, maybe. I guess maybe that's what he's doing, and can then fucking home death at you. Death itself can then home at you, and yeah, you just don't want to do that. I don't know. I was just gonna try to give it a shot, see whether I could maybe defeat him. That was just one badly placed roll that I was trying to execute towards the end there. Should have rolled to the side, but it's just, I don't know, mistakes certainly occur if you, yeah, are just invested in a fight for that long. But anyway, doesn't matter too much. You can't challenge him up there anymore. He's now going to move to his, well, permanent location, I guess. And there you can then challenge him later on. He's basically the second boss of this area, you could say. So now we're gonna just go about the standard way of doing things, and we're still gonna be fighting another boss. I did keep my promise. We are challenging 2 bosses this time around. I guess I didn't keep it just yet now, did I? But still, I very much would like, and I'm also very certain that we're gonna fight, yeah. Or face, I don't know, you could use both of those words. Face another boss in this episode. So anyway, there's a guy here. Looking at his armor set, he might remind you of a certain someone. Someone that you might not have the fondest memories of. Someone that Souls enthusiasts very much know about. He's been in every Souls game so far. Here, he does certainly hide his identity a little bit better than he does in the other ones, but I don't know, if he tells us his name, it's not too difficult to make the connection there. So yeah, he basically is now telling us about how amazing it's at the opposite side of this gate, how we're absolutely, how we should check it out. Treasure is ahead, please go and do it. And that might seem familiar. I mean, there have been situations like this in Souls games before, guys telling you to check shit out. And I mean, we're gonna do it. We absolutely are gonna do it. And you do want to do it in your own run as well. It's very much recommended, despite just the fact that it sounds very ominous. And the reason why it's ominous, and very much so, once we turn around, we're actually gonna find out that he now, or at least the gate, he's blaming it on the gate, but the gate trapped us inside now. And we have no option but to just run through this gauntlet of enemies and terrible things waiting for us. So this is going to be another rather big challenge. I mean, we're going to have to fight these guys, and I hate doing it because they're all wielding these bigger swords, and also I guess there's a guy wielding a shield, so I was kind of lying for a second there. But I didn't mean to. You need to know that. And there should be another guy. If yeah, totally is going to be another guy. So drink rather fast, Chosen Undead, or Next Monarch, or whatever you want to call me. I don't really think. Yeah, they don't ever call you Chosen Undead in this game. They never do. And that's shocking, isn't it? Right? Because in that last Dark Souls game, Dark Souls. You were always the Chosen Undead. There's a hidden door there. It's rather cool. It's rather hidden as well. But we are going to open it up. It's not necessarily the most important thing, but I'd rather get it than not get it. So we are certainly going to check that out. It's also something I totally missed when I first went here. Because, I mean, this is the first time they introduce... I mean, I guess they don't introduce it. The first time they give you a hidden door like that. Very much in contrast to the first Dark Souls, you cannot open those up by hitting them. Instead, what you need to do is just hit X. So a lot of the time, when you expect a wall to be there, you're just gonna walk up to it and repeatedly hit X until you then find something, or not. Most of the time, not. At least from my experience. But yeah, since we survived all of this, he's now very surprised, and he's like, "Whoa, you survived that? That's crazy. I see you managed to escape, blah blah blah. Good job." And he's now he's gonna give us this lovely soapstone, and we can now summon things, or at least get summoned. I guess that's what it exactly does. I guess we can also summon stuff without that, but having it is going to be very useful, just because we can then help out other people. Now, I thought he was going to only reveal his name later on. I might have skipped over the part where he then does say his name. That must have been in like the beginning bit. But basically, he is Pate. And in case you haven't just now made the connection for yourself already, Pate, Patches, very similar clothing. They both tell you to go places and find treasure, where you then immediately get trapped. Yeah, that's the guy. That's exactly the guy. There's no question about it. But anyway, we are rapidly approaching the boss of this area. I guess the Pursuer isn't too much the boss just yet. He's, as I was saying earlier, the second boss. But now we're very much approaching the actual boss of this area. And what most of the time people are going to be fighting as their first boss, I'd say. There's, as I was saying already, or at least hinting at, I guess, a little bit last time, you can very much branch off in all kinds of directions off Majula. There's like a bunch of ways you can go right off the start. I guess there's two, now that I'm really thinking about it. But that's still something, right? And I guess Dark Souls 1 was kind of similar like that, so I shouldn't maybe stress it as much as I currently am. But regardless, there's yeah, like another path that you could be going. I would say that this is the recommended one, and also I guess very much the one that the Emerald Herald tells you about. And this guy you also want to be careful of. I think he can parry you, which in this game, parrying works a little bit differently. He makes you actually fall on your back, and he can then stab you in your chest. Or you can do that when you parry enemies, at least. Apparently, I don't know. I don't know too much whether he can do it. But you very much, when you parry enemies, they fall over. You can stab them in the chest, and that's then gonna be a whole heck of a lot of fun. You can also go over there and check that out. It's rather something, though. It's certainly quite something. I might want to do it. Let me very quickly peek at the time, and I'm absolutely going to do it because we do still have a lot of time in this episode. It's not necessarily an area I like to do because it's loaded with enemies. They also use these ballistas. I don't know. I did take Latin in school, so like my immediate thought is calling them ballistae for the plural. But I don't know. It's been a while, and also I don't even know whether that word is actually Latin. It just very much sounds like it would be, right? So yeah, this is also very much a spot in the level where I died when I first did it. Just because, I don't know, they shoot fucking giant bolts at you. Excuse me, my voice is going a little rusty just then, but then they also rush out at you, and there's a shield guy in there and other guys in there. It's not necessarily a good time. I wouldn't call it that, no. But Jesus, my voice is really saying goodbye. It seems it's like, nope, we're not doing this anymore. Fuck Dark Souls. Fuck your video. I'm not doing this. So trap chests are of course back. They don't only have to be mimics this time around though. And this area over here, you can actually use a lockstone on these. I don't know if I've already picked one up. Yeah, I guess I haven't. You can buy one at Melentia though if you want to already unlock this, but they always reveal some kind of secret. And that is something I find a little bit unfortunate, right? Because those secrets you cannot find without actually also using that lockstone. So if you know about it, you can't just then in your second playthrough go to it and find it. I would like to maybe see it as some kind of plan B if you really can't figure it out. Then of course they maybe would have had to make them a little bit more difficult than just hitting a wall or something like that. But I don't know, I guess they could have used that a little bit better. At least. I guess I kind of feel like that, at the very least, yeah. So anyway, there's some treasure here. You actually have to hit that door and then make them open up. So you're basically knocking on the door and only then they open that up. And that's rather funny. They never make use of that again, but it's a rather cool joke. And I might as well now equip these rings just because I can. No armor should be better than the one I'm currently using, so let me just very quickly check whether that's actually true. Oh yeah, I guess I could be could be wearing this stupid helmet. I don't know. I never really enjoy the standard helmets. They just look a little bit too goofy for my taste. But yeah, we have now, well, I guess exhausted this area except that lockstone thing, that secret wall that I was talking about. Well, down there, and I feel like you could at one point you were able to like blow barrels up by using these ballistas. I don't know why it doesn't work anymore. Like either I'm just missing something, or they just straight out patched it. I don't know which one it is. All I know is we're now fighting a big guy, a very, very dangerous guy. And it's going to be super good to have this sword right here because it actually does inflict more damage on him than your standard sword would. So behind that door you would be able to go to the pursuer, so the guy that we just fought, the guy that killed us in the beginning. And yeah, that's locked like right now. It's unfortunately locked. We'll have to kill the other boss in order to make that happen, so yeah, there's that, unfortunately. But what am I saying, unfortunately? I actually do prefer to fight the other guy before challenging the pursuer, because yeah, he was rather difficult now, wasn't he? Now there's other stuff you can do. You can also climb up right there and spawn guys. It might be worth it. I'm probably still gonna do it despite sounding like I'm not gonna, but while saying all of that, I basically very quickly reconsidered. Like, I don't know, it feels like I need to be in some kind of rush, but I don't need to be in a rush, right? I did say we were gonna explore as much as possible in this playthrough, and that's exactly what I want to be doing. It's just that, I don't know, whenever I play this, right, I immediately think back to the days when I was still doing... Is he not gonna... Hello? I don't think he is. I mean, I could just very easily throw throwing knives at him. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing here. But I was actually expecting him to... Oh! God damn it. Alright. Certainly want to be a little bit careful, because we haven't opened up the shortcut that I should have probably opened up before going down this path. Or at least up the sword. Not so much down a path, now is it? But anyway, let's just make it easy. Use that throwing knife and then deal with him the easy way, and also backstab him, which is always fucking amazing. But yeah, to finish my thought from like a minute ago, whenever I play this and record while playing Dark Souls, it brings me back to the days when I was still doing the Return to Lordran series. So my second series on oh, fuck off. I totally forgot about this guy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him, just because of... Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to get him, but he does respawn. They're not all that nasty about it, like they are in, I think, Demon Souls is where it is, where they just don't respawn ever again. But yeah, Return to Lordran, second series on the first Dark Souls that I did here on my channel. And in that, I actually just skipped everything. I rushed through the bosses, was really kind of trying to get it done fast and show off how good I am and blah. Very much the opposite of what we're doing right here. So let's cut that out instead. Go up to the bonfire, rest at it, and what we now just opened up is going to be our quick way down to where the first boss, the actual first boss, is going to be. So before we go down there, is there anything we would like to take care of? Maybe buy at Melentia's? Certainly wouldn't be the worst idea, now would it? I mean, I don't know. I do appreciate the witching urns. I do absolutely do that. Do I have actually a few of them at least. And I might buy some. I don't know if they even do as much damage as I'm now imagining. I might much rather buy some of these things. It's not necessary to buy these things for the boss that we're now going to be challenging, but I'd rather have them just as a long range option, because of course right now I can't really do too much with yeah, just with long range shit. So yeah, I'm basically now gonna ditch those throwing knives for now. I don't think they're gonna help too much with that fight. And then we're gonna go down and challenge that guy. Before we do that though, let's use a human effigy. This game's version of a humanity. You can just very much do it right wherever you are. You don't need to rest at any bonfire in order to do that. I'm now just resting at it so I can completely refill my health. And now, let's go down there and let's see how that whole thing is gonna treat us. I might die. Might happen, certainly. I mean, when I first did it, I certainly died. At least once, or maybe twice, I don't quite remember. But I do remember, damn it, I do remember dying to the boss we're about to face. Now, come on over here. I need to dispose of you so you don't end up chasing me or anything like that, because that would certainly suck. We're gonna use this elevator. It's gonna take us past those fiery pillars of death, and also some kind of salamander that you might be able to see over there. It was rather hard to see, I will admit that, but he's there regardless. And yeah, come on, dude. I know you want to. I don't know even if you want to fight me. Sure doesn't seem like you are necessarily too thrilled about it. Seems like you were having a good time guarding that door that nobody can open up anyway for like another fucking 10 to 15 hours. But now being right here, I'm not going to summon any crazy summons, I don't think. I'd rather take him on like rather bare bones. This being our first fight, it's probably going to be nice to show off a rather single player approach to everything. But I will summon Pate. I will do it because while he's maybe not the most useful for this fight, I think it actually might be easier without him, just because you can focus the boss a little bit more. But if he survives this, later on you can get some neat items off of him. So let's check what we got. Estus flasks, much better than when I first did him, so that's only good. I guess I also do have aromatic ooze, so basically sticky white stuff if you played Demon Souls. And we might apply that and then use that against the boss. Can I even? Oh no, it's fuck, right. Because this is a sword imbued with lightning, I cannot apply another thing to it. Anyway, we're just gonna enter it with what we have right now. Let's fight the first boss of Dark Souls 2. Hopefully have a good time and just now enjoy what is a very awesome cutscene. I love it. Yep, he's pissed. He really is pissed. So this is going to be the last giant. A really big douchebag, and I literally do mean that he's big. I can't believe he already fell down. Usually he doesn't do that until like much later. So while he's maybe focusing on Pate a little bit, at least as of right now, I'm going to chuck some fire bombs at him. That's going to apparently be a rather okay way of dealing damage to him. So while we're doing that though, let's still be careful about things. Certainly stay at a distance, and whenever he's, oh my god, in animations, probably pay more attention to our bombs than I initially anticipated. Alright then, but he's already fairly down there. We want to make sure that Pate survives because of those items I was already essentially teasing in the beginning. Now that he's halfway down, what he's gonna do, oh, I should maybe attack him with that. Okay, that's gonna hurt like a motherfucker. We should, no, and now I lost my train of thought. See, that's what you do, you giant person. Or giant something? I don't even know. But, yeah, we want to have Pate survive this and also dodge those things because they hurt like a motherfucker. Now, don't hit... Nah. Scary. Scary, roll away, drink. Have Pate survive. He's probably not going to survive. It doesn't really matter too much anyway, though. It only gives you a few extra things that aren't necessarily the most necessary pickup. Necessarily the most necessary pickup. I don't know. I guess I could be using different vocab right now. It certainly would add something nice to the mix. But you can't always do that when you're fighting giant monsters and when they're jumping around like that. I'm not necessarily too fond of his behavior, but at least we killed him. Pate died. It's not too big of a deal though. It was only a summon. It wasn't actual Pate. And we're now gonna get a key and a thing. What was it even? A soul? The boss soul. The very first boss soul. Think about that. And this is a rather cool area. I don't know. There's nothing in here. It's not anything special. But it looks cool. And there's a message on the ground. He did it. You know what? I'm gonna rate that up because that is a good job. Very, very well done. And yeah, with that soldier's key that we just picked up, why is there... Alright, well, I don't know. But with the soldier's key that we just picked up, what we can do now is actually open up, for example, the door that I was saying the pursuer was behind. So that is one we can open. There's a bunch of other ones we can open up as well. And we are sure to, at the very least, open a few of them up before we now end the episode. Or am I even? Let me very quickly think about everything right now. But yeah, we are absolutely going to open up another door. The one over on the other side of this bridge. And then pick up a very neat ring, one we're probably going to be using for a long time. And also a ring I would certainly recommend that you use. And that's going to be right over here in this chest. This very, very lovely chest. So let's open that up. Pick up the Ring of Restoration and also a torch. And also, I guess I've never explained how torches work. Let me do that in just a second here. Basically, this timer right next to where I'm currently pointing my cursor or whatever, the highlight, that number tells you how long you can have a torch active, how long it burns essentially. And like if you just keep picking up torches, that is gonna then of course increase, and you're gonna be able to use torches longer. But I've never really found myself in a spot where I actually ran out. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that torches are such a small part in the game, because it's a cool concept, right? The idea behind it, at least when I think about it at night, it sounds cool in my head, right? Because you get an increased like field of view which maybe isn't the best way of describing that, but increased area that you can see easily. But also, you of course lose your shield and can't block. And I guess they could have very much done more with that idea, with that whole concept. And it's kind of disappointing that they didn't. But regardless, it looks very nice. Like with the whole engine, at first I really wasn't sold on the idea of it. I don't know, it just felt like it wasn't too big of an improvement. But all the dynamic lighting that they can do is really awesome. There's areas later on that are particularly amazing when it comes to the lighting, and I can't wait to show those off. But yeah, we've now finished the Forest of the Fallen Giants, at least for now. We're absolutely going to go back to it. You might have seen that giant door that I was just standing in front of. We cannot open that right now. We're going to go back there much later. And there's also some little side areas that I haven't gone to yet. That might also be something we can maybe do in the next episode. But for now, I'm probably just going to call it a day right here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the 2 bosses that we fought. Unfortunately, the Pursuer was not killed, but that is certainly something we can then do maybe next time, or maybe go to a new area, because that is also something we could do right now, and we might do just to show off some different areas, some different locations. Well, anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will certainly be back with more. Thanks for the support so far. I'm really enjoying this series. And yeah, see you then. Goodbye. Have a good one.